Hey everyone, I'm back for another Royal Oak video. I appreciate you watching. I previously did a video of my journey to school, to elementary school. I did go to Mark Twain Elementary School here in Royal Oak, but I wanted to do another one a little bit more detailed with a little bit more commentary about different things along the way. So here we go. I did go to Mark Twain Elementary School, as I said, which is on Campbell Road, just south of 14 Mile Road. I think it's actually in Madison Heights, but I'm not positive on that. I went there from 1969 to 1976. And that was back, of course, in the day when Royal Oak schools did not run buses. So you either walked to school or you were driven there, back and back by your parents. Our family only had one car, which my dad took to work, and so I had to walk. I lived here on Amelia Street, which is, I think it was the very south end of the Mark Twain territory. The next street to the south was Sunnybrook, and I don't think that they went to Mark Twain. I think that on Sunnybrook and Montrose, the next street, I think they went to Oak Ridge. Maybe someone can correct me on that in the comments. It was almost a mile from our house here on Amelia to Mark Twain Elementary. My dad used to say it was 9/10 of a mile. I don't know how correct that is. There were basically three ways that we could go to school, but we generally took the same way 99% of the time. We could go all the way down the street here, all the way down Amelia to Campbell, and turn left and go straight to school. We rarely went this way. It just seemed longer. I don't think it was, but it seemed longer. The second way was to go from here up to Blair and turn left and go to Whitcomb and turn right, go to Vermont, turn left, and take that up to Ottawa. My brother usually took this route because his friend Jason lived just up the street from us, so they would walk to school together. The third route is the one, as I said, we took 99% of the time. It's similar to the second route with just a slight change, as you'll see. So we're going to take that. We're going to take that route starting now. This house right here was where my friend Johnny lived. We grew up together. He was a year younger than me, and we usually walked to school together. So we would take, go Amelia the short way right here to Alexander Street, which is just kind of a short little cut through to Millard. That yellow house right there is where my friend Matt Foist lived. We hung out a lot together in junior high, but not so much in elementary school or high school, but we hung around together in junior high. So we'd take Millard here up to Blair. It's amazing how this neighborhood still looks so much the same from what, over 40 years ago. I mean, there's some of the houses have been updated, siding, and I think there are some new houses through here, but it just looks so much the same. It just looks smaller, of course. My friend Gary Mays lived in that house, that yellow house there. So we would turn left here onto Blair to go up to Whitcomb. But I did want to make a quick stop here because of this building here. This, I believe it was, it's at the corner of Blair and Whitcomb. I think it was a Detroit Edison building at the time. And it was just a building we'd always see on our way. We'd sometimes throw snowballs at it in the wintertime and that sort of thing. But it was just kind of a landmark on our way. But this is significant because one time when I think I was probably in about 4th grade, I decided to skip school one afternoon. I went home for lunch that day, and walking back to school, I just decided I was going to take the afternoon off. So as we're walking to school, I just went and hid in the bushes right there, those bushes right there, and just waited out a little while. When everyone was gone, I came out and I just hung out here for a few hours until I saw students walking back home from school, and then I just joined them and walked home, and I took the afternoon off. Can you imagine a kid doing something like that today? They would have an Amber Alert, and the police would be involved. But back then, nobody knew. They just assumed that, I don't know, that I was sick or something, and I stayed home for the afternoon. So yeah, that's always, that landmark always makes me think of the day I decided to skip the afternoon. So from here, we would take Whitcomb, just a really short way here up to Vermont. Again, this neighborhood looks so much the same as it did back in the day. So we would head up Vermont here. In Bowman here, I had several friends who lived here. Barry Cochran is one that comes to mind. He and I would sometimes walk to school if I would meet him here. And then Donald Street. I had friends who lived here as well. Road is kind of bumpy. I'm sorry for the camera jumping around like that. And then here to Ottawa, where we would turn right. The last leg of our journey to school, which would take us up to Campbell Road. This neighborhood looks much the same too. I love these little brick houses. So this is Campbell Road, and of course that's where Mark Twain was over there, and now it is condos and apartments, which is sad to see. I'm going to pause here for a minute. So here we are at the crosswalk. They've removed the concrete here, but this brings back memories. They still have the lines in the road. It didn't matter where you came from, whether you came from the south where I lived there on Amelia, or whether you came from west of here over by Rochester Road, or even if you came from over there across 14 Mile in Troy. If you walked to school, everyone ended up here at the crosswalk that went across Campbell Road. And I wish the concrete was still here in the chains, but they've taken it out after they built the apartments and condos over there. But everyone had to cross here, and at least during the 70s, the crossing guard, probably everybody remembers him, it was Gramps. Gramps was the crossing guard here all those years. And we crossed Campbell Road to get to school. It's sad to see Mark Twain gone and there's just apartments here now. But things change. There just, I guess, aren't enough students to have an elementary school here in this area. But it was a great school. Mr. Gooch was the principal when I was there. Great principal, great man, cared for the kids. So this was my journey to school every day. We walked. It didn't matter the weather. If it was raining, if it was cold, if it was snowy, we walked to school every day. And this is where we ended up. I sure hope you can hear me over the cars here. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. I hope this, if you lived in this area and went to Mark Twain, I hope this brought back some memories for you. I hope to have another video soon of my journey to Mary Lyon Junior High, as well as my journey to Royal Oak Kimball High School. So please subscribe if you haven't, so you know when those videos come up. And again, thanks for watching. See ya.